And to her second question, how do you give advice to other non-Asians to break into the K-pop team in the K-pop scene?
Um, I think my advice goes to non-Asians and to everyone that has a dream and wants to go after that. You can't give up. You cannot give up. That is honestly that's the easiest thing to do. That's the easy way out. I would definitely say that one thing that you have to know is always put yourself in a situation where you're shown in a good light, you represent yourself well, you represent what you stand for well, and articulate your dream the best way you can. Regardless of race, a dream is this pure thing, that you have as a child that you want to attain. That's not reflected in race, that's not reflected in religion, that's not reflected in politics. It's this unpure, unjudged thing that you have, and this idea that you have about yourself or who you want to be. You can't let anyone or anything distract you or taint that representation of yourself. You have to go after it, regardless of your race or regardless of anything. If you stand for that dream, you represent that. It's boundless. You can do anything. Me being Black and entering this world, yeah, there are challenges I'm facing, but it's no different than being this Black girl in this world and the challenges I face every day, you know? But the thing is that I don't look at the world like that. I'm definitely a rose lens girl. I I go after things, that I want. That's how my parents raised me to be, is to be gutsy. And, I think one of the things too that people have to understand is that even knowing about K-pop or knowing something about a different culture or knowing something about the world that's outside of your normal everyday life, you've already won. You've already set the bar high for other people, because normally a lot of times people aren't that open to the world or open to different ideas or open to, you know, art. And to
Mm-hmm.
even be of another race and to say that you listen to K-pop, when I first started dancing with JYJ, that was the most admirable.
Hello.
I'm here.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, girl, it's
You
okay.
okay?
Mm.
I don't know. Why did that make me tear up?
Aw.
Woosah, girl. Woosah.
It's okay. Hakuna Matata. It's
But
all good. Hakuna
uh,
Matata.
honestly, that was the most powerful thing I saw. Was the I'll never forget the first time I hit the stage. Sorry,
It's
the first
okay.
time I hit the stage, and we were in New York, and I went out there when we were the JYJ show, and I went out on stage, and I saw these different races and these different forms of life. That hit me, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing, because I don't really think people know how great it is to be accepting of different cultures and different races,
Mm-hmm.
because you learn so much. You tap into, this grit. You tap into the human aspect of everything, you know? And for to go out there on stage and see these different facets of life and these different races singing these songs, it really it touched me in a completely different way, because that let me know that I wasn't alone in being open-minded and being accepting and being embracive of, you know, life and human beings and girls, and having this kinship. I felt like I wasn't alone, and I felt so a part of something, and I felt this was bigger than me, and I was so happy to be a part of it and to know that I wasn't alone. And I think every day you're going to face challenges. That's regardless of, you know, you being the first Black K-pop artist, or just being, you know, a girl in the world, or a person or a human being in the world. You're going to face challenges. The thing is, it's just having the heart to do it. And that's it. Just have the heart to do it. That's all.
Are you getting me emotional? Whew, okay.
Oh, so much heart, girl.
See,
Oh,
this is why she can't watch the news.
Don't worry, I don't watch the news either. Don't worry. I get my news through Twitter.
Yeah, like just I am. I'm very. I'm just very. I don't know the word to describe it, and I hate when people are like, "Oh my God, you're so sensitive." Well, you know, if that's the way you want to say it, then that is me. I'm very in touch with my senses. I'm very compassionate, you know, and I feel things, and I don't know, that question that hit me, because I would honestly hate the fact that anybody would think that anything can stand in the way of their dream. But definitely, to think that because of your race, that you can't attain it or do it, no, that,
Definitely agree.
no.
Definitely agree with
And
you.
I think too, because I'm from Memphis, you know, and that resonates a lot of that's a lot of background. If you guys know anything about Memphis, that is home of the death of Martin Luther King. That's, you know, civil rights movement. That's so many things dealing with race. That's, you know, not being until recently being able to go to prom with your white boyfriend. Like, it's a lot of things dealing with race, you know, and acceptance from where I'm from, you know.
Yeah.
And not only dealing with like interracial acceptance, but even with, you know, growing up in the Black community, being made fun of because I'm dark skinned, you know, and then on top of that, being a girl and being Black to other people, you know, it's so many things. But that definitely hits home with me if I hear that anybody would think that they can't live their dream because of the skin that they were blessed to be in.
Words. That's true words right there. No doubt.
Wow. No.
It's okay.
So
We're gonna send you a hug. Hugs.
It's definitely okay, but no, don't let anything stop you, especially that. You know, that's what one thing that I've learned is, you know, the thing that you got made fun of the most in high school or growing up, that's your biggest attribute. Honestly, that's your biggest gift. And I think that's the way of the earth making you not conceited about it. So you're not walking around like with the big head, like, oh, yep, look at me and my dark skin.
Right.
Boom. You know, I think that's the way of the world, just trying to tell you, like, okay, don't get a big head about this, but this is kind of awesome, all right? But
Right.
it's so funny because that's the thing, you get made fun of, and that's the thing you become insecure about it. But honestly, that's whatever that is that they make fun of you the most. That's your blessing. That's your calling card. That's what you're known for. It's so crazy. But I really hope that if anything, with my career, and especially with me now doing K-pop, I just hope I open people's eyes and mind to accepting that, art can come in different forms and fashion, that, it doesn't have to look a certain way, I guess you would say.
Hmm.
Um, I'll never forget this. I'll tell you guys this story. I was shooting my EPK in LA, and I was standing on the corner of, I wanted to shoot in front of the Wiltern, because if you guys know anything about the Wiltern in LA, it's a smaller venue, but it's super intimate. It's super amazing, where a lot of artists from overseas, they come and perform there.
Hmm.
Um, and a lot of artists too perform there in the US, but it's this amazing little hub of music. And I wanted to shoot my EPK in front of it because of that reason. And we were right there at the corner of Western and Wilshire. And this woman came across the street and, asked me what I was doing. And the director told her, like, we're shooting Telisu's EPK, and, she's a K-pop artist.
Hmm.
And then she started to ask, what is that? And we were telling her what K-pop was. And she was like, but how is she doing Korean pop music and she's not Korean?
Right.
And honestly, I didn't have an answer for her, not because I didn't have an answer for her. I just was caught off guard by the question,
Hmm.
that I just didn't know how to respond. I was just like, what? Is it me, or is that a silly question? I don't even know how to respond to it. I don't see it being anything that I can't do because I'm black,
Right.
you know?
Hmm.
Especially since it's art. I really, I was caught off guard by that. I was like, what?
That's
I
kind
don't,
of like how the three of us here, Anna, Betty, and myself, we're three Hispanic girls talking about Asian music, and anytime,
boom,
you
there you
know,
go.
anytime we go to tell somebody, oh, yeah, we do this show, online, it's really big right now, yada yada yada. They're like, you're doing what?
Kudos to you.
Why? And I'm like,
I know exactly.
Why not?
Why
It
not?
doesn't matter where you come from, where you live, as long as you have a passion for it, just go for it full force, because you just never know what's going to come of it. And I totally agree with everything you're